Once again, we are in one of the coolest neighborhoods in all of San Antonio, perhaps the heartbeat of San Antonio. We are in Southtown, and there is a number of things that make Southtown so attractive and so cool to live down here. We're gonna get into all that today. Let's go take a tour.
People, that's just the way it is. Do right, but the wrong comes with the evil. I know you're tired, so am I.
In my opinion, I think there's 5 major things that make Southtown so attractive and make it what it is. And those 5 things are its walkability, or its nightlife, its food scene, its rich history, and its culture and arts. And we're gonna showcase each of those categories in this neighborhood tour today, but who better to ask than the actual residents and natives and people who participate and work and live in the culture and community of Southtown. So we're gonna go meet with my friend Caroline, and she's gonna tell us a little bit more about the culture, the history, and the art scene of Southtown. Hey Caroline.
Hey Alex.
What's up?
What's going on?
Good to see you.
You too.
You wanna go for a walk?
Sure,
All
let's
right,
do it.
Let's do it. Come on, Jet. So Caroline, I know you had mentioned you kind of grew up around Southtown. Your grandparents grew up here. You grew up here as a kid, so you've been involved in this community for a long time. What are some of your favorite things about Southtown?
I mean, I would say like the options of having First Friday, which happens at Blue Star every month.
So it's like the culture and the arts.
Definitely. Cultural arts. It has a really wide like mixed representation of different types of art. So at Blue Star Art Complex, you have quite a bit of galleries that are in there, along with options for different places to dine, things like that. And along with that, then you also have Second Saturday, which happens in the city. And with Second Saturday, that also is an art walk, so there's also galleries, but along with these First Friday and Second Saturdays, you also have local artists or small businesses that also post up throughout that.
Yeah, so I know of all people, like you are very plugged into the food scene.
Ooh, yeah.
And not just in San Antonio, but very specifically this area in Southtown. I know you were a big part in helping start what's called Box Street. And y'all are just on the north boundary of Southtown.
Yep.
But tell us about that. Like talk about the food scene in Southtown. What can people expect to get when it comes to like going out, whether it's fine dining, brunching, like what do we have as far as variety of food?
I mean, I think what's really cool is that you do have some of those dining places that have been around for a really long time. There's places that, like Azúcar, that used to be there. The very, very beginning, like I remember being a kid, going to First Friday, like going there afterwards for dinner. And then you have like these new restaurants that are popping up, kind of like Box Street, which is a little bit on the further end, but also you have places like Upscale, like Little M's, like Hot Joy, stuff like that.
And so not only are they like, you have most of the restaurant options, I would say, if not all of them in the Southtown area are locally owned.
Yep.
Right? You don't see chains down here.
You
There's not
don't.
McDonald's and those kind of places. It's very locally owned restaurants. And you get
local
that
takes on different types of cuisine.
Yes, and you get that variety, so you can have the like fine dining of like American steaks all the way down to like, you know, South American cuisine, or you know, like you said, Hot Joy and things like that. There's so much variety of food, and it's locally owned, which is amazing. A lot of these historic downtown neighborhoods that you'll find in other cities, and I'm not going to name drop and dump on other cities, but they become very what's called gentrified, and not that King William or not that Southtown, I should say, has not had its gentrification, but it never lost its identity.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is what I mean by it. It's been gentrified and just enough to where it's, you know, it appeals to everybody, but it's never lost its identity, and you still have the richness in the culture. You still have that richness and that pride of San Antonio with the Spurs and Fiesta and the artists who come out on First Friday and Second Saturday. You get all of those things. And I think it's such a beautiful thing that's rare in other cities.
Yeah, it's done a really good job of adapting itself to evolve with the city.
Yes, absolutely. So this is perhaps the most knowledgeable person in all of real estate, and specifically in Southtown, who's even known as Mr. Southtown, happens to be my broker, Micah Harper. He's gonna tell us all about the neighborhoods of Southtown and just a little bit about the real estate and development in the area. So let's go say what's up to Micah. Micah.
Hey, Alex.
What's up, man?
Good
How
to
you
see
doing? Want to go for a walk?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool, sweet. So, Micah, I know there's several neighborhoods that make up Southtown, right? Southtown is not an actual neighborhood itself. It's an area of town that is, made up of several different neighborhoods. And what are those neighborhoods?
Right. So Southtown has come to be Lone Star, which is a neighborhood we're in now.
Right.
King William, which is across the river.
Yes.
Lavaca, which is just next to King William. And then Arsenal, which is just north of here between Lone Star and downtown. Those four neighborhoods together right now make up Southtown, but Southtown isn't a defined area. It's more of a concept, and it's grown over time. As neighborhoods fill in and start to revitalize, then Southtown, I think, will expand.
Yeah, and you personally right now live here in Lone Star.
I do, yeah.
And what's the draw, I think, for those who are looking to move here? Not everybody wants the historic district or, wants to deal with those historic regulations.
Right.
Or maybe they don't want that old historic house that needs a lot of maintenance over time. So what is it the draw, like for you specifically, to want to live in Lone Star?
Lone Star itself is not historic. So King William and Lavaca and Arsenal, all three of those are historic.
Right.
Lone Star is the only neighborhood in Southtown that's not historic, which means you can build new houses like these. You can have a modern house, you can have new insulation, you can have a walk-in closet and a two-car garage.
Yeah.
All the things that you didn't have in the early 1900s when most of these homes were built. Right? So you can have all the modern conveniences of living on the north side and all the convenience of living downtown in the middle of everything.
Gotcha. Awesome. So let's talk prices. What are kind of the price ranges of the different neighborhoods of Lone Star, King William, Lavaca, Arsenal? What's the entry point, let's say, starting off with Lone Star?
So I think Lone Star is going to be the most affordable at this point. It's also the largest neighborhood in Southtown. Entry price point is going to be $300, $350. Okay. And then the high end right now of Lone Star, the highest sale is $1.4 million.
Wow. And I know King William, I think it's safe to say King William is probably the most prestigious high-end neighborhood in
Absolutely.
Southtown. Yeah, because you can get a lot of those, historic mansions, those Victorian-style mansions that can go anywhere up to, what, $3 million?
$3 million. King William is the oldest historic district in Texas. Yeah, I think the biggest amenity of Southtown is the walkability, right?
Yes.
A lot of people, when they live out in a suburb, they need to have that 3-bedroom, 2-bath because that's the house that's going to sell.
Right.
Downtown, people have 2 bedrooms, 1 bath because downtown is the amenity. Outside is the amenity. This shared space that we all have down here where we have bars, we have restaurants, we have coffee shops, we have art galleries, we have the river, we have the San Pedro Creek renovation project. There's all kinds of things. It's about a 15-minute walk from Southtown up into downtown. The nice thing, it's also lit all night and it's patrolled by SAPD on bikes. So it's very safe to walk from Southtown to downtown and back in the evening.
Your mind is my favorite place. I'm buying my old space. Tear it down just to renovate. I'm lost in the real estate. Of your mind is my favorite place. I'm buying my old space. Tear it down just to renovate.
So one of the more popular attractions in Southtown is where we're at right now, and that is the Blue Star Art Complex. And the Blue Star Arts Complex is known for a lot of shops, restaurants, speakeasy bars, but like me and Caroline said, every first Friday, the artists from all over San Antonio come here and showcase their art. And one of those artists happens to be my brother-in-law. His name is Lance. We're gonna go say hi to Lance and see what he's up to. Come on. Lance!
Hey!
What's up, man?
Not much, man.
How's it going?
It's going good. How you doing? How you been?
Good. So tell us about your art, man. Like, what is it that you do? Let everybody know what you do with your art.
So I make reverse glass art. So I paint backwards directly on glass, and then I'll gild with gold, silver, copper leaf. Creates a nice shiny effect. Just kind of, a little bit different from what you normally see.
Yeah. So I'm curious, what is your favorite part of Southtown? What is it about Southtown that you personally love?
Oh, I just love how busy it is, the culture, brick specifically. I love brick because it's really, it's given me an opportunity to put my art in the map and really just grow in my career and come from just kind of a little hobby to almost paying all the bills with it.
Because it's safe to say that, like, if it wasn't for Southtown, like, you might not be where you're at in your art career. Like, it was brick that started you out and kind of put you on the map.
All the crowds, all the people coming, for sure, it helped me get a chance to get noticed, not just pass by another little gallery.
I love it, man.
Love it too. Thanks for coming out.
Awesome,
Appreciate
man.
you.
Absolutely. So you've got to hear from Caroline some of her favorite things about Southtown. And I think now we want to show you a little bit of that nightlife scene, the restaurant, the bars, all that kind of stuff. We're going to head over to Rosario's Rosario's Mexican restaurant started here in the early 90s, stemmed right here in Southtown. We're gonna go eat some food, have some drinks, and we'll show you all about the nightlife of Southtown.
De romántica luna, el lucero que es leno, de mirar en tu valle, la mujer que yo quiero, y el jilguero que canta, calles que se levantan, carnaval en Juanchito, todo un pueblo que inspira.
So it's all of these things that really make Southtown what it is today. And you didn't only hear it from me, you heard it from some of the residents and the locals who live down here, who participate in this community and in this lifestyle. It's the walkability, it's the rich history and culture, it's the food scene, the nightlife scene, the nature, the busyness, but also the stillness of it as well. And it's so much of that that massively contributes to San Antonio's heartbeat. So if this is the kind of lifestyle you're looking to live, look no further than San Antonio's Southtown. And if you found this video helpful, give us a like and subscribe, follow our channel, and stay tuned for the next neighborhood tour.
Pulling out the drive, me and a few friends, head down on 40 West and the weekend begins.